What's going on, everybody? Thanks for tapping into the Be Influential podcast, where we dare you to be different. Today is Friday, April 2nd, and this is episode 7. Woo! What's going on? I'm your host, Angie Legg, your personal brand bestie, helping ambitious entrepreneurs build super influential brands. You guys can find me and hit me up everywhere at I am Angie Legg. And next to me is my beautiful co-host, international best-selling author and motivational speaker, and of course, host of the Choose Your Path IG live show, Miss Untitled Chapter. Holla! You guys can find her everywhere at Untitled D. So today's episode, girl, yesterday was April 1st. Can you believe that we're in April?
No, I can't.
Like, it's just time needs to slow down. So yesterday was April 1st, aka April Fool's Day. This is not my holiday. I'm kind of gullible. I don't know why I decided to host this particular topic, because I am gullible for the most part. So I don't know. Did you fool anybody yesterday?
No.
Did you get fooled?
No.
I got fooled. You did somebody try it on you?
No.
Nobody even tries it on Sure I Tell.
No.
Nobody even be trying on Sure I Tell.
No.
Okay. All right. Mike, did you trick somebody? Did you fool somebody?
Me and Tony fooled Jay, and he wanted to come work out with us, but we were like, dude, you only hit us up when you get something out of it. And he was like, oh, dude. And we were just like, no, we're joking, dude. And he was like, nah, dude, forget you guys. And he actually got us back right there. So nothing too crazy.
There you go. No, that's those are the types of ones that work, though. I was in my BNI networking group, and some guys just like, thank you so much for the referral. It was a $2 million referral. And so all of us, we were like, all right, go BNI. He was just like, Nah, y'all, no, none of y'all are that good. We were like, damn. I was like, he got me. Like, I didn't even think twice about it. I'm like, you got me, but whatever. So you guys out there, did you play somebody? Did you play somebody for a fool? It ain't nice.
No, it's not.
It's just,
I don't want to be fooled.
It's just not nice. It's just not nice. All right. So let's get right into it. You guys, we have some breaking news. Okay, so on Wednesday, Cuomo decided, yes, New York City, he gifted New York City the amazing legalization of recreational marijuana. Amen. Amen. Like, right? It's helping people.
Yeah, it is helping a lot of people.
It really is. And like for New York City, I lived there. Did you live in New York City? Did you ever live in New York City?
Yes.
What was it like?
I lived there.
Crazy.
Yes, kind of very busy, chaotic.
And how many times were you walking down the street and you smelled the reefer?
Yeah.
All the time.
And a lot of cigarettes, tobacco stuff.
New York City is a free world. So at least people won't be going to jail for it. And, what are they going to do with all those people who are in jail for it? For these petty,
they should let them go.
Weed crimes.
Let them free.
Let them free.
Let them free.
That's a whole nother episode.
Yes.
But, Kim Kardashian be out there. But I think one of the most interesting things about marijuana is how many names it has. Do you know it has like a lot? So think about a few. There's marijuana.
Yes.
There's pot. Weed.
Ganja.
Reefer.
Reefer.
Stink weed.
So
boom.
Now, and now there are names.
Nuggets,
all nuggies, bud.
Hey.
Cannabis,
these are
grass, skunk.
Rope.
Those are all names. Blaze, piff.
I'm reading them.
Piff. Those are all names that I've absolutely used. But then there's stinkweed, like you said. Most people, did you know 420 was related to smoking weed? So on April 20th.
Oh, yes, I know about that date.
But okay,
Yeah.
and so that's, I mean, it's called 420, so it's like, it's ridiculous. But from all over, I mean, it's called different things all over the world. Texas tea. Like, isn't that so Texas to call it something cute?
Texas tea.
Do you got any Texas tea? I'm gonna start calling it Texas tea in my text message. You got any Texas tea? Maui Wowie.
Those
Like,
are cool names.
like those, I feel like that
Yeah.
that takes me. I feel like that's exactly what I would call it if I was already stoned. My Maui Wowie. And then the Black Russian.
That sounds
Literally
like
in
a-
Russia. I don't know if I like that one.
Yeah, that feels like a dark liquor.
You know? I feel like that's going to take you somewhere, the Black Russian. I feel like that is going to take you somewhere. You guys, if you know any other names, did we skip any? You know, let us know and hit us up. So weed, Mary Jane, grass, Maui Wowie. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So for now, let's get into the hot. Okay, so let's get into today's main hot topic. We'll be covering how to not get played like a fool in life, love, and business.
Okay.
Girl, have you ever been played?
Yes.
Right? Who hasn't? It's essential.
It's absolutely necessary.
It's essential, just like wearing a mask.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
mean?
Because you have to learn from your mistakes.
Yes, you do. And it makes you stronger and you gain strength for whatever that next level that you're going to. So it's all necessary.
What do you think is worse, getting played in life, love, or in business?
All of it.
You gotta pick.
I gotta pick
what
one?
is
Oh my goodness.
what is the worst? You know
I
what I
would
mean? Like, is
probably-
heartbreak?
I would probably say love. Because when you're in love, you're in a very, you really put yourself in a vulnerable space, right?
Yeah.
So when you're vulnerable that way and then you open up to someone and then someone comes in and takes something, a part of you, destroys that or try to destroy that, that's something that's terrible.
Yeah. No, that's
Like, I'm
100%.
thinking about the other ones and it's like the other ones, business, you don't really,
You can recover.
Yeah, but when it's personal and love, no, that's a different thing.
I mean, I take my work really seriously, and that, I mean, not that you don't, but I'm saying some people are in love with their work.
Yes.
Some people that business relationship is as valuable as their partners. Think about all those people who work late at night and workaholics and
Yeah.
everything like that. So it's really, really tough. It's really, really tough when you find out that, like, look at the equal pay gap. We've talked about this before. When you find out that the guy next to you that you're actually doing better than, doesn't even matter if it's man, woman, whatever. When you find out the person next to you is getting paid more and doing less, like, you are getting played for a fool, y'all. You know what I mean? You
Every
need to
day.
figure out, it happens every day.
Yeah, but you're going to work that way every single day knowing that.
But when you,
And you're seeing it.
and the money that affects your life, your home, finances are like the number one reason for a divorce. You know what I mean? So there are many, many different ways to really handle it, but let's go over like specific situations, because I think we all find ourselves, I think it's a topic that we don't talk enough about, and I think we all find ourselves locked in these situations. So how not to get played in love, y'all. You want to avoid somebody with a lot of baggage, right?
Yeah.
Like, what's baggage to you? Or you have kids. Kids are baggage for me.
Right.
What's baggage for you?
Wow.
And kids aren't baggage for everybody. Like, I happen to be single with no kids, but I actually have thought about being with somebody who does have an older kid, because then I'm like, and then I'm set. I don't need to have kids. I'm good. You got one. I'm here. You like, call me.
But is it really baggage
Mama.
if this is a person that you're interested in?
There's some baggage out there. Listen, if you like, some people have emotional baggage. Like, if you can't get your mind right, I'm not here to be your mama. I'm not here to be your therapist. I'm here to be your partner in crime.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, what is baggage? Finances? Is that baggage? If you have a credit of 350, is that baggage? You can't help somebody get a home. You can't, like, what?
I think it depends on what that person can tolerate. Because people can tolerate different things.
What's worth not tolerating, though? You know, because let's be serious, because we get ourselves into these situations, and like this goes right into the next one. Okay, so having values that match.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, if you're broke, baggage, and you want to stay broke, that is a value that we don't share
At all.
You know what I mean? Some people don't want to rise.
Yeah. But some people will stay even when they know.
You know, why? Why?
They go right past the stop sign.
Insecurity. I don't want to be lonely. But it's like, it's so important to have your values match. You have to have your values match. I had to break up with somebody because I was like, I'm going to be a quadrillionaire. Like, I know that's what I want to do. I want to have big houses and And he wanted to live a more simple life. And I'm like, that's not what I want. You can't live a simple life and me live an extravagant life.
It doesn't match.
It doesn't match, but those are the values, right? Like,
so that's how you avoid getting played by you once you see the red flags.
Would you date somebody who wasn't into their family?
No.
Why? What if they were adopted into a family that was abusive?
You still have to, at some point in your journey, find love for everybody, no matter what they did.
Ooh.
Because there's a thing called karma, and she is real. And whatever you put out, you will get back.
True.
And you're talking about someone who has survived domestic violence. I send that man nothing. I can look at the camera. Nothing but love. Because
Amen.
that's what I need back.
Yeah.
I can't send out that same thing, that spew, that negative energy, that anger, that hate. I don't want that coming back to me. So I send you love, and I appreciate you showing me who you really are. It's time to move forward and go along on my journey, because we're here for, we don't know how long, right? We don't know how long we're going to be here. So I want this experience to be beautiful. I want it to be memorable. I want it to have a meaning, and I can't hold on to that weight. And that's just it.
And you know what? That takes us right into, if this person, man, woman, doesn't matter, has controlling issues, like, is that a definite red flag? You know what I mean?
It's like a party of red flags.
What's a controlling issue? Like, because here's the thing, when they say I love you, then it's, it's not a controlling situation for that person. Mm-hmm. So when is it controlling? Have you been in a controlling relationship?
Of course.
Right?
That's mixed with domestic violence.
100%.
So
when did you first realize, now that you look back, when did you first realize that that's what it was? He was being controlling, manipulative.
When I looked up and I didn't see not one friend, not one.
Yes.
When I looked up and noticed there was no family around. There was
you do have to watch out for that.
There was no one but me and him.
That's frightening.
I sent him nothing but love. Okay. Because that is crazy to be in. But at some point, I have to look at me making that decision. And why am I making that decision?
Yeah.
Why am I allowing this to happen to me? You got to go deep.
You gotta go. It's
go
messed,
deep.
and they get you. They get you with taking away your friends
Yeah.
and taking away your other relationships. And but one of the things. So I remember my very first, controlling relationship, and I noticed that, and I couldn't even have guy friends. Period. Like, the girlfriends, actually, that was never a problem. I was allowed to have, a few, and I always kept it to a few, but guy friends, period. None. He's like, agenda. I'm like, and I was young. I was like, do they have an agenda? I'm like, most of them do have an agenda. I'm like, he's right. I'm not saying I'm all that, but a lot of them have an agenda. He was kind of right. And actually, to this day, I don't keep anybody I've even like kissed in my life, because he trained me to. It's still, it's yes,
It's still there.
Yes. And but that's, I found peace with that, and I get that, but it's my way of avoiding that.
Yeah, that's a no-no.
Don't get played. Don't get played by those guys. Making you feel
college at an all-girls school, and he would sit in the hallway and wait for me to get out of class.
I don't like that. I don't trust that. I don't like that. There's a difference between love. I can love you, but I don't like you. That's like my perfect relationship. I love you, but I don't like you. And that goes right into, you guys, they need to do, not just say. Like, I want actions. I don't even like flowers. I like flowers, but I don't like being like given flowers for bad reasons. You know what I mean? Getting over a fight. I just don't like flowers. I want experiences.
Yeah.
Like, take me on a hike if you want to make up with me.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, that makes sense. To follow it up with action.
Yes.
Because someone can say, I'm sorry. Someone can say, baby, here, I love you, and give you a gift. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they're not going to do it again.
I remember my first lesson in this was in high school. My friend told me that another one of our male friends told her he loved her for them just hanging out so that he could get some. I was like, bro, just throwing. I fell to the ground. I was just like, well, did you? And she was like, no, he's an idiot. I'm like, I know. Why? Like, does that work? It works for some people.
So how not to get played is to answer to the red flags, because they do show. When that man hit me for the first time, that I was supposed to be out, but I stayed. That was the out.
That was the he did it. Yeah.
That's it.
But then the controlling manipulator,
you gotta answer the red flags. I'm telling you, run and
don't get played. Don't get played. And then the last, have you met their mama? Like, you in a relationship, in love.
Yeah, I've met the family and I knew
they told you, they warned you,
but you still keep going.
I don't know. I don't. I remember when I broke up with one of my boyfriends, and I was just like, and that's why you never met my mother. And he was just like, I was like, yeah, that's why you never met my mama. And it was hurtful. And that's why, you don't bring around, like, Kristen, has Dave met your mom yet? Oh.
But would he?
I guess he would have by now.
But he would have if he weren't. Oh, that's beautiful.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, wow.
Although I've gotten a lot more careful with that as I've gotten older.
Yeah, you've gotten way more careful. Yeah.
That's true.
You can't have everybody involved.
Yeah.
You
That's
can't.
true.
Some mamas, the mama's boys. I had a mama's boy. I was like, no, I'm sorry. I'm the queen bee. You need to have, we need to figure something out. Like, that's the way I am. Sorry. Like, that's the way I am, you know? But when do you introduce to, important people? At what point are you going to go on Facebook and say, this is Facebook official? And then they dump you the next day. That's getting played, man.
Yeah.
I've seen
Or
that.
does it ever have to be social media? Because my
never.
daughter, she's been in a relationship for 10 years, and you don't see that one picture of her boyfriend on her page. They've been together for 10 years.
And that's why, because they're not bragging about it. You know what? I just need my man taking my pictures. Like, honey, be my photographer.
Yeah.
You're so good at that. You don't have to be in the picture.
Yeah.
Be the producer.
I
know
think
what I mean?
it's a private relationship. It should be anyway.
I don't know.
Steve
Harvey has the 3-month rule.
3 months?
Yeah, the 3-month rule. You know the 3-month rule.
Yeah.
3 and 6. 6. What's the 6-month rule?
Because at Ford, you don't get the benefits from the job until after 90 days.
Yeah. He's genius. When I heard that, I was like, do not get
so
these health benefits. I was like, yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Even longer. Some of that. My last boyfriend waited 3 months to kiss me.
Isn't that wow? But isn't that something though, to put a time limit on? You be like, hey, and in these 90 days, you're gonna have to work for me, and let me see if this is gonna work out, and then I might give you some benefits.
Listen, because we are the benefits, okay? We are the benefits. I got good health care.
But who says that you have to wait? Who said that? What if that day never comes? Do you know that every day that we live, I'm looking at the camera. Do you
Tell
know that
them
every day that we live is a gift? Why would you withhold yourself from something if that's what you want?
Because sometimes it's the right thing to do. Like, when you mate with somebody, you are absorbing their energy. And if you're not thinking about what you are absorbing, you don't, then that's on you. Yeah. But you have to be so mindful about who you let in, like in. That is very serious business. And I'm all for expressing yourself. Mm-hmm. But as long as you are with somebody who you're on the same level, you've got the same energy, you're going in the same places. Otherwise, you're going backwards. If you're just hooking up with who you want to, you're taking I don't even I have these rocks. Do you have rocks?
And crystals.
Yes, exactly. Rocks and crystals. I don't let nobody touch my rocks and crystals. You think I'm just gonna let you in like Rin Tin Tin? No, you don't even touch my rocks. You can't even touch my rocks. Yeah, so that's why. Mm-hmm. That, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I think that's what Steve Harvey's just like, yeah, slow down. You know what I mean? This chocolate chip cookie is, you know what I mean? All right. So I feel like I can go into love so much better. I'm looking for it. Well, I'm not looking for it. I'm
looking forward to it.
Manifesting my perfect. Yes. He was actually, I saw what he looked like the other day. He was driving, he was delivering milk. Yeah, he looked beautiful. He was beautiful. He was like, that's what I wanted him to look like. He was beautiful. I'm like, oh, thank you, universe.
That's like
beautiful.
In a 1950 movie.
I know. He was delivering milk. He was literally delivering milk. I love it. I'm like, he is, yes. Wow.
The milkman.
Literally the milkman. The pool boy drives the car that I like. Like, I don't even know. All right. So love is taken care of. Y'all are all set with the love part. Now, how do you not get played in life? I mean, this is okay. You meditate? Do you meditate?
Yes, every day.
Do you follow your intuition?
Not always.
Do you know how to foster your intuition?
Absolutely.
Because that's like, I feel that is that's the best way to figure out exactly what it is that you need in life. Like women have it more than men, but it could be worked on like a muscle, right?
Mhm.
So what have you had a situation recently where you use your intuition and you were like, I was spot on?
Yes.
Okay.
I use it every day though.
Right? Okay.
Because
Okay.
I live in energy.
Period.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
So everyone here has met my dog Marley. You met Marley,
Oh, yes.
right? So I use my intuition with him, right? So I knew I wanted a small adventure dog. My mom had dementia at the time, so I knew I needed something sweet. I'd never heard of a Yorkie poo in my life. Was looking on Craigslist, found a perfect puppy. Told them I was crossing Connecticut, hours, and then all of a sudden the Craigslist ad went off, and then they weren't picking up their phone, and I'm like, oh my god, I just lost my perfect puppy. And then like 2 days later, my boyfriend at the time found another puppy, looked almost exactly like him, and right at that moment, I was like, that guy, like I can feel it. I can feel that he's perfect, and so. Called, we went and picked him up, and he was shaved down to the skin because of his hair. He was knotted, he was crated all the time. And when he came out, he was jumping up and down. I'm like, he's got the perfect energy to be an adventure dog that I always wanted. And 3 years later, he's like absolutely perfect. He has his own Instagram. Go check him out. Go Miley, go. And he is, as soon as I saw the picture on Craigslist, I was like, that is my dog. I felt it in my gut and I just knew it. And, as a woman,
That's so sweet.
like your intuition for your daughter, you know what I mean? And when she feels like, have you ever tapped into that? Have you ever like felt her and been like, called her up and been like, listen, I just got this weird feeling,
A lot.
right?
Uh-huh.
Right?
There's a thing that Bishop Jake says that it takes intellect, inspiration, and intuition.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So when you put those three things together, you just continue to operate in it.
You just have to trust it. You just have to really, really trust that voice. That voice is no joke. That voice is literally telling you what is right, what is wrong. Girls, shut them, because it's so true. It's how we don't get played in life. Honestly, when I meet some people and I'm just like, ooh, they don't seem like good for me. You know what I mean? You get that gut feeling and you have to follow that. You can't question that. And the more that you practice that and you realize how right you actually are, the better. The stronger you become. And that is literally the best tip for, harnessing your own power and not getting played by somebody else. Next thing is reading books. Do you read?
I love books.
Right?
Yes.
I hate books, but I like certain books. I love certain books. Yes.
Oh no, I love books.
Like
on
fiction, nonfiction, all of it.
On my bookshelf, those are my babies. I literally call my books my babies. So yes, I love books.
You've written your book.
Tell you why. Yes, and I'm a best-selling author. But I'll tell you why. My grandmother raised me, and she was illiterate. She could not read. And I used to tell her, like, Grandma, I'm gonna read for the both of us. Like, I'm gonna read.
Now I'm gonna cry.
Yeah. And so she would get the encyclopedias from. She would go to the white people's home, as she would say. She'd go to the white people home and get their recyclables. And that's how she fed us. You know what I mean? Like, it was like, wow. And she would bring home these encyclopedias and I would read them. I would read them and read them and read them. And I would read the dictionaries. And I just fell in love with words.
She changed the world.
Yes, she did.
She changed the world because she changed you. That is like allowing you to change the world. That is so beautiful. Yeah. Oh my God. So do you have a favorite book? All these books, do you have a favorite book?
I do. Think and Grow Rich is my favorite.
Listen.
That is my absolute favorite because I've read it so many times. And each time that I read it, it depends on what area I am in my life where it just really talks to me.
And
Yeah.
you read it over and over. You carry it around. You have notes. I have the old
Sticky
edition, the new
pads.
edition,
Yes.
and it's a staple. It's a staple.
Wow.
I do How to Win Friends and Influence People. That book for me has been my communications Bible. It taught me everything about being influential, motivating people rather than bossing them around, and speaking to people, giving them what they need, listening, because I'm a talker.
Yeah.
I love to talk.
Me
So this
too.
book helped me take a step back, listen more, with intent. And
Yeah, that's
some
absolutely.
the old school guys from the 30s and the 50s, that is where you find these gems
That's very true.
that have taught us everything that we talk about today.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So reading books, you guys, if you hate reading books, I get it. If you love reading books,
What
read
about
more. What about what?
Audible.
Audible. So yes. So what's your opinion on Audible?
I do both.
Okay.
So I do the book thing because I love the experience of turning the page. There's nothing like the experience of having the book in your hand and being able to turn the page. But also when I'm working, I don't like watching TV. So I have to still feed my mind with good stuff. So while I'm working, I can listen and it's feeding my subconscious mind with good vibes.
You've absolutely got to. I love it. I love it. Well, and
Yeah.
it goes right into the next topic, which is don't judge a book by its cover, right? You don't
Yes.
want to get played.
No, you don't want to do that.
Have you seen Undercover Boss?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Isn't that a funny show?
That is a very cool show.
I'm like, y'all, he looks sketchy with that fake mustache,
Like,
that
come
fake
on.
beard. You know what I mean? Looking all bald. I'm like, you guys, I can see the bald cap that you put on him.
But maybe not, depending on where they live. You might be.
I've always wondered about that. Then there's cameras. Like, as an employee, aren't you like, okay, this is Undercover Boss. You're the boss, and I'm going to give you my sad story. But don't judge a book by its cover, because at what point have you met somebody you've been like, oh, this person? So I've been in the design industry, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you see a lot of designers, a lot of jewelry, high fashion. And then you would see this one interior design lady who would walk in, would be wearing rags, and she had a $40 million home that she had to design. And from a young age, I was like, oh, there's like mystery people, I call them mystery
Yes.
people, because we call them mystery shoppers in retail. So I kind of adopted they were like mystery people, and they are just everywhere.
They're everywhere. I've brought on a couple billionaires on my IG Live, and no one will ever be able to point them out.
Get out of here. That's
two of
money.
Them. Two of them.
That's
and
no
you would
joke.
never be able to. And I said, when and if and ever I become that,
You will.
You won't know.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, you won't know. And
You'll know
I
with
have
me.
literally put tours together in Africa, and no one knows. It's not on my social media page. You don't need to know everything.
It's true. It's so
You
true.
don't.
It's so true. But I just, you know what? I don't want to drive my Subaru. I really don't.
You don't?
I really don't.
No, you don't. And see, that's what makes our relationship so cool, because we get to be totally opposite in our conversation. Because I'm like,
I want people to know. No, but not like no. You know what I mean? Like, I can live modestly. Like you guys know, I can live out of a tent. Like
I rented a Bentley for Oscar weekend last year. That was overthetop.com for me. ... Like, seriously, I was like, what am I doing? And I left my lip gloss at the hotel. So I'm telling my driver, hey, could you stop at CVS? He's looking at me like, what?
Can you help me with this dress?
Oh no, I got the Bentley, right? And then I realized that my gown was too big and I couldn't drive it. So they had to, so I had to get another driver to
drive
take me. I didn't
like, you
I didn't
can't-
realize that because I don't care about that
I know,
stuff.
but you know you can't
No.
drive a Bentley. I've never seen anybody drive a Bentley.
But I wanted to for the experience.
Love
Right?
you. I love you.
Don't you want to do it for the experience?
You're insane.
Yeah,
You're
don't you want to like?
insane.
And plus, I look different that night anyway. So I would have pulled up and I'd be like, "Who's this?"
I love that beautiful accident of having to be chauffeured
But it was
by
dope,
accident.
Though. We stopped at CVS, and everybody was looking at me with those doors going up and all of that. I was like, "Yeah, I gotta get some lip gloss." And he's like, "Go right ahead. I have daughters." He's like, "I have daughters, so I understand." I was like, "I can't go because my lips are gonna get dry." And
When was this?
no.
Wasn't this before COVID? Like right before COVID?
Right before COVID. It was going on though.
Falling before COVID.
Yeah, but what was before COVID though? Because that was going on then.
COVID was before COVID. They didn't tell us it was here for a while. People be like, I got really sick in December. I'm like, December.
Yeah, right.
December.
And that was February. And then in March, I went to Kansas and I hosted a music event with Hot Boy Turk.
Yeah.
And that was the last thing. And that was even weird because there were people at the hotel like looking like laboratory people. You know what I mean? Like that's what it looked like because I wasn't wearing that yet. I wasn't wearing the mask and all of that. So I'm like, what is going on?
We were just out there. We were all just
It
out
was
there,
like
no
a real
problem.
live Songbird movie. Did you see that movie?
No. Amazing. Another
Yeah.
thing. See,
But-
you see movies. I don't have time for movies.
Let me tell you why I watch movies because I'm a writer, right? And I love watching movies because it gives you a different perspective of how sometimes other people are seeing the world or living. It gives me
Okay,
have to have a
I gotta
different
check it out.
perspective.
I gotta check it out.
You
I
gotta
don't know
check
when
it out.
to. I
Just put it on the list.
Okay. All right. It's
We're
down
gonna
at the
start
bottom of the list.
We're gonna put like a share and tell movie list right here. So then when you get time, whenever that is, I don't know.
It ain't gonna happen.
It ain't gonna
Actually, this
happen.
summer, I really want to kind of
out in
get
nature.
yeah, exactly, and
Yeah.
and have the time to do that.
Friday mood.
So that's how we, don't judge a book by its cover.
Yeah, don't do it.
You know what I mean? These are all ways to not get played in life, love, and business, y'all. So we are live on Facebook. Yes, thank you, Mike. Technical difficulties. Everyone, things happen, you guys,
Yes, they
all
do.
the time, and you can't freak out. You can't roll with it. You just do the best that you can. Luckily, this is the internet, so it doesn't go away. But sorry to anybody who missed the beginning of the show. Thank you, everybody who has showed up and shown out. So we are going to continue with our segment here. So the last thing that we're going to talk about is how to not get played in business. And this is my absolute favorite because I don't care what anybody thinks. Well, I do. I have problems.
Okay.
I have problems, but I do and I don't. But okay, so negotiating. Everybody has to know how to negotiate. That
Definitely do.
right?
But you have to know your worth in order to negotiate.
How do you figure that out? Who is there to tell you your worth? How have you figured out your worth?
You learn along the way. But you do have coaches though. Coaches are very important.
Coaches and mentors.
Yes, are
Yes.
very important. Like Ray Lewis is one of mine. Dr. Oz is one of mine. Bishop Jakes. These are like real people that I've interacted with, by the way. I have all types of mentors and coaches because that's how you're going to be able to sustain. That's how you're going to be able to continue to grow. That's how you're going to be able to expand. And your mind continues to open up to more possibilities and opportunities more than people feeling like you're going to get played.
And you have to put yourself out there.
Yeah.
Like, how did you get those mentors? Like, did you have to pursue some of them, right? Did you kind of have to say, hey, I would do this for this?
I think when you think about business and when you think about entertainment, business is literally a thing where when you're interacting with this individual that this is a relationship that I want to enter.
Yeah.
This is a relationship.
Yeah.
And some of our values we match. So I want to see where this can go. You know what I mean? So if that's not there, then what are we, what?
It doesn't even make sense.
It don't make sense.
It don't make sense. And, negotiating is something I think women have a lot of trouble doing. And I just want to inspire for anybody, whether you're negotiating a contract or negotiating with your employer. I've had, when I was a young sales executive and I was trying to figure out what my value was, I would ask my mentors, and then I added about 10 G's to it.
Right.
And I said to myself, I'm like, universe, God, whatever it is that you believe in, if this is for me, it will be for me. That's just the way it is. That's just how life works, And so I did that every single time. And then for the very last time, the last time that I worked for somebody, I doubled my contract. And it was because I use math. I'm very analytical. And I said, okay, I'm this age. I've done this many things. I've done this much sales. These many people know me. This is all part of my brand. And now my brand is valuable. This is what I think my brand is valued at, due to the fact that I've seen other people around my age making this money. And I was like, yeah, I was just like, okay, someone in New York is making that money. And when I came back to Connecticut, people were like, I'm not going to pay you that New York money. I'm like, yes, you are.
But think about it. The people that really want to do business with you, they don't really actually second guess their decision. They do it. You sit down, you negotiate, you do talk about whatever the price you come to a medium of, and then it's there. It's not, oh, what I'm going to get with this, or, oh, how long is it going to take to, or can I split up the payment? It's none of that. It just is. And they don't second guess it because they already have checked out your resume and they feel your vibes and they do business. It's simple as that.
Bring it, but you have to be confident about it.
You do.
Don't
and
be.
That comes with living.
It does. It does.
Experiencing.
But don't let them. Yeah, but don't let them. It's just like the models and them, being told all the time that they're ugly. I was listening to a podcast and she was just like constant. Oh no, I was listening to your podcast yesterday with your girl, and she was just like constant. Standards for women and men, and just constantly being abused, so that when these entertainment people would go to this professional who was an actually, 5-star rated professional, they would still question her integrity, because the whole industry is like that and has made them feel just so inferior. So, it's all about understanding your value, and don't be afraid to.
It sure is.
To overvalue yourself. Yeah. The worst someone's going to say is, no, this is where we're going to put you, because if they want you, and if they don't want you, do not be there. Do not go. Wherever it is. A partner, right? A business partner, everything. Mm-hmm. If they're not for you, don't do it.
Because if you go forward, then you have to know there's going to be,
there's going to be ups, downs, all arounds. But one of the, after you negotiate, part of negotiating is networking. When you have a big network, when you know everyone, your power, your value it helps you understand it. When people start telling you, when you're out and networking, like you network, right? You know everybody. Just the other day, she was sharing one of my friends that I've known since like 2000 and I don't know, 5 or something like that. And my friend Omar Wilson, shout out Omar. She shared one of his posts and I go, girl, yeah. I'm like, of course you know my man Omar. And like, we just go so way back. Maserati Ray, all of them, and them, June Archer. Like we amazing. Are, like we know, when you know everyone, your value starts to feel right. You felt good knowing.
How did you learn networking though? How did you decide like that's a thing?
I realized networking actually from a really young age, because I wanted to be friends with. I'm a friend hoarder.
Okay.
I'm a friend hoarder.
Yeah.
So, and then it just became, in my little community growing up, everybody knew who I was. and it helped me. I was like, oh, that's helpful knowing you here all the time. And then I just kind of, realized that's just something that I like doing. I was good at.
Okay, you like doing it. Because I realized I was at a TV show one day and we were all in the back, and one of the ladies asked the executive producer, how did you get your job? And she's like, I never filled out an application. And it was on networking. And I was like, oh, entertainment, 100% networking.
100%.
Yeah.
I haven't applied for a job in 7 years because of that. 100%. Crazy. That's a really, really good point.
Yeah.
So know everyone. Be nice to, and that goes for, don't judge a book by its cover, because know everyone, because everybody be in the cut. Those billionaires be in the cut. They can't afford to let you, regular Joe, who has nothing to lose, know that he's walking around with a stack. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't want nobody to know. I'm like, I just got out of Forever 21,
I'm still gonna
but I'm hopping in my Porsche. That's the way I'm gonna live. Me too. Me too. Well, they have some nice fits. You know what I mean? Nothing here, but okay. And then this is something I learned recently and that I've become very, very passionate about, is leaving a review. Do you have rules around leaving a review? So I have a new rule that you have to wait minimum 3 months before you leave a review for anybody. I don't care what the experience was, but you better wait 3 months for a review to give one. That is money to me. When someone leaves a review, that is social currency, and that is valuable in my eyes. And I think you should take it seriously.
I only have one on LinkedIn.
What review? Ain't no girl.
But for me, I have all of these emails and all of these DMs and audio of people literally wanting to commit suicide, and because something that I said or me reaching out to them and not being entertainment or Hollywood, it saved their life.
That's amazing.
I don't know if that needs to be on a poster board.
Right?
Reviews is for those who feel like they need to have that in order to do business with me. And that's a person that I don't really want to. I get this whole new thing, right? I'm so old school. I love vibrations. If someone is sharing their experience that they had with me, I'm going to take that in, and I don't need to post that unless that's what they want to do, or if they want to put it in a book.
Yeah. Coming 2021.
Right. I literally just finished this amazing book, right? I love writing. And it's going to literally be geared towards living beyond fear, because that's my tagline, live beyond fear.
Okay.
But I'm trying to figure out that first 2 lines before to live beyond fear. And it's like, fear for what is what I want to put at the top. Yeah. Like get your mom and everybody attention to this book, because I'm telling you, fear for what? Because fear held me back for a very long time. So that's why I said, now me and fear has a relationship, and I love it because it keeps me up on my toes and lets me know what I need to be paying attention to and what's going to get me to the next level. It's no longer holding me back.
We talk about this all the time. It is a GPS for your life.
But what should be at the top of it?
I love it, because if you are fearful, go headfirst into it.
Yeah.
That's the crazy part. And I think that's why everybody thinks we do crazy things. We step out of our comfort zones, and people are like, wow, how do you do that? And you're just like, I don't know. You just got to do it. There's really, there's no one's going to be your own you have to be your own catalyst.
Yeah.
No one's going to do it for you. But I've just experienced with reviews that sometimes great experience, write a review, eager to get it. No problem. Love you guys.
Yeah.
And then something happens. I'm like, oh, what am I going to be petty and take the review off? You know, am I going to be petty? I'm like, no, I'm not going to be petty because that's not good karma,
No.
you know, but I just want to be like, I got played. I'm like, I got played. You got a 5-star Raven review, you know, and I got played because you played me after you got the review. So,
But we're in that society. Even when you ride in the Uber, immediately I need your
review.
review. Immediately when you order your food, I need a review. Immediately when I purchased my vehicle, they were sending the review was in my phone before I drove off the lot. Like, what are we doing here? Like, I lived in a time where I didn't hear my grandmother say she loved me all the time until she got older. But she didn't have to say it.
Yeah.
We have now come into this thing of instant gratification. I don't need it. I mean, it's cool. I got 2 reviews on Google.
And they're good. They're good. You know, at least they're good. But I'd rather have 2 solid reviews than like me thinking about taking off a review. But anyways,
Book
I mean,
me for an event, buy my book, get some merchandise. Let's, learn from each other. Let's love on each other and just live life. I don't know why people make life so complicated. It's so beautiful.
I mean, I think the hardest part is like me getting dressed in the morning. Like, that's the hardest part, which is great, you know, because I love getting dressed.
Almost got
How cute did we look? We're
almost
matching again.
No, really. I almost came to my interview the other day with pajamas on. So I've been so in the house for so long. I was like, oh my God, I gotta throw something on.
I gotta do something with myself. Not here, girl.
But I wear my merchandise, so I wear the same thing all the time. So it's real easy.
Right. You do. You wear the black shirt. I know.
Yeah.
I know. Not here. Not here. I don't make anything.
No,
My show
not
up,
at all.
girl. Sure, this is a fashion clinic.
Gotta wear the
Okay.
colors.
Okay.
And the
I know.
makeup, the
Gotta do what you gotta
hair.
do. Gotta do what you gotta do. All right, y'all. So we are coming to the close to the end of the show. So we are going to get into the last segment. It's going to be a fun little game called the Game of April Fool. I hate being fooled. I hate being April fooled.
Yeah.
Like, why?
I don't like those games. I thought it was cute though when I was young, when I was a child, to wrap the toilet with what is that what is that I can't even think of it right now.
Oh, saran wrap.
Yes, I did that. That's horrible.
Disgusting.
That's horrible because that means how much you gotta unwrap just to use the restroom. You would never get there.
You're right. Okay.
Yeah.
So it was
The whole
seen.
thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was like you
Mm-mm.
couldn't tell, and then it was disaster.
Yeah.
Oh, awful. Okay, all right. No, April Fools. That's disgusting. But in a time like these, like it's the cancel culture. You know what I mean? We can't even joke around anymore.
No, you can't.
Because people like myself are like, that wasn't funny.
You can't joke around, and you better tell them how good they look. And like their page and heart their page and leave a comment and not an emoji. That's the world that we're living in.
Preach. That's what it is.
Yeah.
You know what's so funny? You know how we were talking about real quick? You know how we were talking about how you're obsessed with Clubhouse, and I'm just like, all we're doing is growing their business.
Yes.
I forget who I was watching. I forget if it was this guy named Tanner or if it was Gary Vee, but one of them brought up the fact, it was Tanner. Tanner brought up the fact that that's exactly what we're doing. Like, our followers are just currency for them. We think that we're doing this for free. Like, this is a free platform, but it's not. Like, our time is so valuable,
For mutual benefit, though. I put the platform out there for you, right? And so for me as the consumer, I'm going to use it to my benefit. I'm not going to be on there just having conversation and not at some point close a contract, get a new friend, a new possible business relationship. Like, I'm very intentful. I'm gonna make my own word up. Intentful.
I think that's a word.
When it comes to Clubhouse, like I'm on there. I do sometimes when I feel in my spirit to give a gem, then I go on and I give a gem. But I'm like in the back of the club, the person in the back of the club, literally like peeping at the scene. Oh, who is that? Okay, you got number 4 movie on Netflix. I need to get to know who you are. And I go in the DMs. I'm in the DMs like, hey, I'm Shirito, da 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 da. And then we exchange.
I need to start sliding in more DMs.
Slide
People be
in the
sliding in mine with no
slide in
regard.
the DMs.
Ugh.
Oh, you should see some of my DMs. I could
Poppin'.
literally open up my
Poppin'.
own virtual X-rated whatever.
Oh, oh my
OnlyFans.
Yeah.
I'm gonna open up an OnlyFans account.
I support you. I got you, girl.
You're gonna subscribe.
And, I got you, girl. I got you. Like, that's what it is. That's what you want to do. You know what I mean? I have friends that have done all sorts of things and have been all over, but they're all good people. As long as you're a good person,
People.
I don't care.
Matters.
I don't care. But speaking of good
No, really.
people, we are going to. God. We're going to play this little game.
Here
So
we
I'm
go.
going to read 5 scenarios, and
Okay.
one of them is not true. Now, have you ever heard of the Florida man?
No.
I know we were talking. This is so crazy. So, you guys, have you ever heard of the Florida man? Now, this is something that's been going on for as long as I can remember. And what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to Google Florida man and then your birth date, and it's supposed to tell you this crazy, kooky media title that happened with the Florida man. It's usually like Florida man has no pants on and is riding a goat. Like really, really crazy things. And so I have 5 really crazy Florida man titles, and you guys are going to find out, or you guys are going to guess and see which one is false, and see if you get April fooled. Okay, y'all?
Okay.
So these are real. This is so frightening. Thong-wearing Florida man arrested while building shed with garbage on stranger's property. I hate him. I hate this guy. I hate this guy. What? I want what he's drinking.
I can see that.
Right?
Yeah.
Can you picture this?
Yeah, I can picture that.
He's like, I don't even know.
I can
Some
picture it.
old guy with a beer belly,
Yeah. He's not sexy.
wearing a thong,
Mhm.
hairy.
His belly a
Well,
little bit over
you
the...
came home to this?
Mm,
I'd be like,
no.
sir,
No.
sir.
Because you know what happens if you come home to that means that man is not even taking enough time to eat the correct foods or take care of himself.
This was fun until you made it a therapeutic. Like, we aren't trying to help this Florida man. Like, there is no helping this man.
I stay in my personal
She goes,
development.
let's get this man some help. Let's try and save him. I'm like, girl, this was 1985. He's good. Okay, so that guy, Florida man, threatens to kill man with kindness. Uses machete named Kindness. That's a Haitian.
Yeah.
Haitians
That
in
is
Miami. Those are my
not-
people. Sac passe.
Ooh,
Nabule.
machete. Yeah, they're definitely not from here.
You saw Bad Boys?
That's-
You saw Bad Boys 2 with Will Smith?
Yes, I
Right?
did.
They were in
Mhm,
Miami,
mhm.
and those had machetes.
Yeah.
They didn't have machine guns. They had machetes.
Yeah, but they're not from America.
I know. They're from Haiti. I know.
have to
We know.
emphasize that. Like,
We know.
yeah. I've seen some stuff.
You're
and
cutting
heard
down
some
sugar
stuff.
cane and then you're
All of
cutting
that.
necks. Like, a
With not
machete
a problem
named
and not
Kindness.
thinking nothing else about it.
He named it Kindness. You want to help that man too? You named your machete Kindness. Help him,
Well,
Chantel.
it is if you fighting for your life. It is. It can be.
If I see you with a machete, I'm coming over. I need to make sure that under all that stuff that you got, under all your
But that's
shoes,
the thing about life is that you can look at it like you can take this one sign and look at it 100 million different ways.
yes.
And you can look at that
True
machete in 100 different ways.
Try This is my machete named Kindness.
This is how my brain works.
All right, number 4, Florida man
Yes.
jumps off roof onto homeowner, knocks television over, empties vacuum cleaner, and masturbates.
He was a superhuman. He was.
I might have
he
made
was
that
like
up.
that movie, but you probably didn't see it. Jumper, or he just was just jumping into anything, like just doing stuff.
That movie was based off of this guy. This Florida man jumps off a roof, knocks over a television, empties the vacuum cleaner.
Yeah, and masturbates.
Sounds like a good day.
That
Sounds like
a
Friday mood.
superhuman.
Sounds like problems. Okay, last one.
Yeah.
And a Florida man spent weeks in jail for heroin that was actually detergent. I hate Florida. I thought about moving, and all of this just made me not want to. Like, weeks in jail
Or
for
was it-
deodorant.
Or was it detergent? Did someone
I think
commit
somebody.
something corrupted and just say, "Hey, maybe we're just gonna let you off" because they want to get that supply of that whatever that is.
I think someone. I don't know.
I can look at. I'm telling you, I can come up with a story for all of these.
So, which one do you think is not real? Because then I have to explain.
Wow.
I know. Okay. Thong wearing Florida man
Yes, that's a
with garbage. Mr. Machete,
Mhm.
Kindness the Machete. The guy who jumped off the roof and cleaned out the vacuum cleaner, or the guy who spent weeks in jail for deodorant, not detergent, for deodorant.
I wanted for kicks and giggles to say the last one.
Oh, real. You got April fooled. That's a real story. So the one, which the thing is like this probably happened, but it was the first one. Thong wearing Florida man arrested while building a shed with garbage on stranger's property is one that I made up. But all of these, you want to help all of them? You want to help all of these sick Florida men? Sharon
I
Tell.
don't believe that other one that jumped off the roof is human.
You,
though.
all you Florida men can find Sharon Tell at Sharon Tell D. You just slide into her DMs. She's accepting applications.
OnlyFans.
She's looking for new subscribers.
I'm opening up an OnlyFans account. Miss
Oh
Slim.
Oh my. Brand it. Brand it. Oh my God. So we are a hot mess, you guys. We are going to be wrapping up the show. Miss Sharon Tell,
Yes.
what was your big takeaway today? What did you learn? Did you, do you play the fool? Do you get played anymore? Like, what did you learn today?
My favorite takeaway was intellect, inspiration, and intuition. Because, when we share our stories, we're sharing our stories to show that if you do find yourself in something like that, or if you're in it, this is what it looks like when you get out. So I'm always about growth. So that's what I took from it.
I actually, and it never happens, I completely agree. Like, that is exactly,
like that.
The wavelength that I was on. It's just that we have to follow our gut and really be mindful about who we hang around,
Yes,
and
that's very
just make
important.
sure that you surround yourself with really, really good people, because good people won't play you for a fool. You know what I
No.
mean? They won't try and play games with you. They'll love you and respect you,
They
and
want to see you win.
they want to see you win.
Yeah.
Like, look at us too. We want to see each other win.
Yeah.
And the media constantly just portrays us to push against each other. And,
They do.
we get played, when Black women or any women or any,
Women
competition.
come together.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
just like, it works so much better. So definitely don't get played in life, love, and business. You guys, thank you so much for joining us. We are out. Thanks so much for tapping into the Be Influential podcast, where we dare you to be different. I'm your host, Angie Legg, and check back in with me and co-host Sharon Tell Derskow every Friday at 11 a.m. here on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Clubhouse. And a big shout out to my sponsor, 10 K Cards, the modern business card. Scan the QR code and get yours today. See you next week.